in your absence, I decided to surprise you by just going live.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Hello to the 3 people of the world who actually watch this shit.
Oh, make no mistake, no one watches it.
No one watches this.
3 people listen to it.
Okay, well, some people
on the
must be
downloads.
on. Yeah, some people must do it on the yoga chobs, even if it's like the odd 1 or 2.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2. Maybe
Not
I should
including
play...
us.
Should I play the intro? Do you know what? It's an introless episode.
Nani?
Where it might strike when we least expect it. You never know.
Geez, okay, yeah. In the middle of a sentence or something.
Yeah. Even I won't expect it. I'll have like phantom limb syndrome.
Yeah, yeah. Your Zaphod Beeblebrox arm come out and hit it instead.
That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think the first thing I should probably mention is it's been many moons.
It's been 10,000 years.
Yes, and I've got a real crick in the neck.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's see.
And now it's time to conquer Earth?
The last one was 23rd of March. 1, 2, 3, 4.
March 2022. No,
5,
joke.
6, 7. 7 weeks ago.
Yeah, almost 2 months.
Yeah.
Like a month and a half to 2 between them without doing the maths.
Yes. And the reason for the delay is, of course, that both Ozzy and I were kidnapped separately by discrete gangs of nerdy
at different times.
Yeah.
Like, you first, and then when you got returned, we were prepared to go, everything happened, and then I got kidnapped.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Because I just had to sleep in a bare room with no windows and a dirty mattress and a bucket to poo in.
A bear's room?
Yeah.
What, yeah, but
the bear wasn't.
What beds did you have? The mummy bears, the daddy bears, or the baby bears?
Exactly. Well, I couldn't tell because I was only in one room. That was the problem.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was small for me, but that might be mummy bear size.
Yeah. Okay. How big is a mummy bear?
Wow. Where do we go with this? At least 3. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think about something to do with getting fed porridge every day, but it was never quite the right temperature, but I couldn't quite get the words straight in my head. But then of course when you were kidnapped, you were put in like a room on a rotating disc, weren't you? And then like rich Eastern European businessmen were looking at you through windows and bidding.
Oh, okay. It was one of those type of. I mean,
you had a great time.
I had a great time. It was a nice holiday. Yeah. Got a couple of business addresses I can write to, and.
Yeah. I thought it was fresh in my mind.
I should probably say I do not consent to condone actual slavery.
No, yeah, we should probably mention that we are signatories here of the anti-slavery pledge or whatever it is. No slaves.
Consensual slavery, all up to you. But both parties have to be up for it.
Yeah,
that's where yes.
Digimon World. So yeah,
I got a few Digimon things that we can go into anyway, but I found some of the pictures from the first ever V-Pet trailer.
Oh.
And they made really realistic looking puppets, but you don't actually see them in the trailer.
Oh.
But literally in the ad, all you see is the silhouettes of the puppets.
Oh, damn.
So it's crazy that they went to such detail. Maybe they made them and then they were like, that's a bit scary for kids.
Oh, perhaps, yeah. Maybe they didn't move right or something. Maybe the people that they got to sit, the children that they got to operate them from the inside died of heat stroke or something.
Yeah. They got crushed in all the mechanisms.
Yeah, because they had someone in there to operate it, but still
style. Yeah.
It was still animatronic.
Yeah.
They just opened it up and it was, let's just keep that closed.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Let's just hope everyone forgets about this.
Yes.
You'd be annoyed if you worked on this puppet, though, wouldn't you?
I know, like,
No one got
it
to
would
see
be
it.
if there was somehow you could make like a Digimon film that's got more of horror elements to it and more of like an actual kaiju film.
Yeah.
Like a live action version of the Height and Few Terrace.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Incident.
I really want that now.
Hey, if we had the budget to get puppets like that made, we could do it.
Yeah. Playing the Euro Millions, Ozzy. It hasn't happened yet.
Chillionaire remake?
Yeah. That's it. If I'm buying the rights to Digimon.
Yeah.
I have thought that if I ever became filthy rich, like I'd buy the rights to the Croc Legend of the Gobbo soundtrack.
Just so you could use it in videos.
Yeah.
No other reason. Yeah.
I want that as my personal intro with the Croc theme.
just like
not Blind Date. Yeah,
like so. No. But like when you get wrestlers walking on and they've got like their music, just anytime you enter a room, that plays.
Yeah.
You even got like, because you're like Chillionaire by that point, you've got the money to just hire a guy walking around with an iPod next to you.
Like in
just press play whenever you.
Like in Family Guy, where they have the cutaway of was it Stewie following overweight people around with a trombone, like that.
But less mean.
Yeah, just with a big boombox blasting out Croctunes.
Oh yeah, like a classic 80s boombox.
Yeah, and
he's dressed in like the whole 80s hip hop, like puffer jacket and shit. Yeah,
the baggy trousers, dirty shirts, pulling hair, and eating dirt.
Yeah,
the backwards cap. And also he's Will Smith.
Yeah. You just hire Will Smith to do it. Yeah.
He's got nothing else to do. He's cheap now after he slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah. Here's your retirement.
Right.
That was me Digimon anyway. I've got a couple of other little bits.
Okay. Well, let's spread around a little bit. If you've
got anything. Yeah, you have a little go.
I'll talk about so the series, whatever it was, 3 or 4, can't remember which one, of The Mandalorian was on recently.
Oh, okay.
And there was every now and then you get flashbacks of Baby Yoda as early life, because he was alive sort of during prequel times when all the Jedi were killed and what have you.
Oh, okay.
Every now and then you get like flashbacks, and because he's been like permanently repressing the memories, so every now and then you get these flashbacks when he sees what happened.
He's always been there. He's just always been slightly off camera. So
he's been below the camera.
Oh.
Like in a show when you open the door and you see the POV of the person opening the door and there's no one there, and they look down and then the person's there. That's where Baby Yoda was. And before anyone writes in,
about my size.
Before anyone writes in, I know he's called Grogu, but if I just said that, that would mean nothing. Okay,
I might have got it because believe it or not, you're not the only people I know who watch Mandalorian. Me oddish cultivator around the corner friend. He watches Star Wars stuff.
Actually, changing the subject entirely. Not the same oddish, but I've got my own form of oddish that I've just had delivery of a special plant today.
Oh, okay.
It is a tea plant.
Oh, okay. What, like regular art kocha or ocha?
Well, that's all the same leaf.
Oh, okay. What's the how do they make?
So I've been looking this up recently for obvious reasons. Basically, if you just pick the leaves and then process them, that turns into green tea.
Oh, but if you leave them to...
Yeah, if you pick the leaves and then leave them to oxidize, so basically dry out in the sun, that makes black tea. And if you do something in between, that makes oolong, which is kind of in between. So I've missed I think I've missed like the first growth that spurts off in spring. You're meant to pick that and that makes the best tea. It's too late for that now, I think. But one of the little branches had broken during delivery, just like the top sort of 6 leaves or whatever. So they were still fairly new leaves, so I just snapped that off, and I rubbed them earlier, and they're off drying in the windowsill now. So I'll report back in the future about how my tea turns out.
Just poison yourself, but
Poison myself with caffeine, because the idea obviously with buying a tea plant is I bloody love tea. I drink different types of teas every now and then. I thought it'd be quite fun to And I have a lot of
Brew
plants as
your
well, so
own.
I like having a
Yeah.
new plant, and it'd be quite nice, I thought, just to make my own tea. Try and make different types of tea, see how it turns out.
Oh, yeah, you might be able to invent like a new type.
Yeah, the L-dub brew.
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to what I was talking about, Mandalorian. So in one of these
Good old
flashbacks,
man.
in the
Yeah,
flashback we
flashback,
got
sorry.
in the latest series, it was like this random Jedi that we'd never seen before, basically rescued Grogu from. See, now what I've said that I could use the name. Rescued Grogu from the Jedi Temple and flew him off across Coruscant to where there was a spaceship waiting, and it was like a Naboo spaceship.
Oh, okay.
And I'm guessing it wasn't Padme's because she didn't know
She was
what was going on.
Banging Anakin.
Yeah. But like, she didn't know what was going on in the film. I remember that bit. She asked Anakin what happened.
Okay.
So I thought, wouldn't it be nice?
So is this as Anakin's going off,
Yes.
doing his whole...
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought, wouldn't it be nice
Well, somebody please think of the children. Yeah.
if it was Jar Jar Binks' spaceship, because he's the senator for Naboo, so he might have one of those spaceships. And I thought it'd just be like a nice thing, because like, it's his fault that the Emperor is the Emperor, because he's the one that suggested giving him emergency powers. And I thought it'd be a nice little, like Dave Filoni's kind of renowned for doing this, sort of, you know, taking things from the originals and then making them into a more of a, making things seem worthwhile, or giving people a proper story or what have you. So I thought it'd be nice if it turned out to be Jar Jar's ship and he like had some guilt, so he was trying to do something to fix things or whatever.
Yeah. And it's not like they can't get Jar Jar's actor back in. He hasn't.
So then, yeah, that flashback, the rest of the episode happened, and then the credits came up, and then like one of the first names, you know, after the main stars of the show was the name came up, Ahmed Best, and I was like, I know that name. Why do I know that name? And I googled him, or DuckDuckGo'd him, and he is the actor that played Jar Jar Binks.
Oh.
And he was also the person that played this random Jedi.
Oh.
So, number one, wouldn't it be cool if it was Jar Jar's ship and Jar Jar brought him to Jar Jar or something like that? But also, how cool that he gets an actual Star Wars role.
A nice redemption for the actor. Yeah. Fair play to him. Nah, that's nice. That is, yeah. Oh.
So yeah, hopefully we see more of him in the future.
To be honest, I have to admit, as a kid, I never found Jar Jar annoying.
No, I don't think I did either. But then I definitely watching them like as an alderman. You realise just how fucking annoying he is. So I remember thinking, like, I kind of mentally went through episode 1 and thought, you could literally cut Jar Jar out after he takes them to the Gungan City and it would make no difference to the film. I wonder if someone's done that edit. Oh, I think maybe I did watch an edit, actually. Was it? Oh. Do you know what? I think someone has done it.
The continuity changes. He takes them to the Gungan City and then is executed for bringing strangers into the city.
Yeah. Not like slowly. It's not like maybe Boss Nass is like a James Bond villain where he's like, I'm going to execute them in a way that leaves a lot to chance and that they can escape from. Go through the planet core. Yeah, also, you know that was Brian Blessed.
Oh, Boss Nass. Oh, okay. He's done everything though, hasn't he, Brian Blessed?
Actually, I need to check that now because I feel like I might have made that up.
Okay. Oh, shit. You hear him everywhere. He does half the fucking characters in Peppa Pig are Brian Blessed.
Oh god. Even Peppa.
Even Peppa.
He's got incredible range, isn't he?
I'm Peppa Pig. Oink.
Right, let's have one more bit from me, which is that I got a lot of depressing news. I'll skip over that for the moment. Oh, I don't know how much of a spoiler this is, or you might know it already. You know the Sega Nakinola, the composer for the most recent series. He is leaving, has left.
Oh, and I've seen things about the gold.
The gold standard is being restored.
Yeah.
Yes, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna complain about that. I loved Murray Gold's music.
I like Murray's Gold music as well.
Yeah. The only thing I do hope they do is maybe not have it so loud and in your face.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've noticed on rewatches as a, say, like, not because obviously we were teenagers when we watched Doctor Who, and we were just hyped and into it and shit. Yeah. But then going back and rewatching it, you're kind of like, oh Jesus, stop! You're forcing me to try and feel now. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I can't say I ever noticed that the music was too loud. I maybe just didn't notice it. Maybe I don't have the ear for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that joke done.
Not necessarily loud, but I've noticed it can be quite in your face at times.
Yeah.
It's kind of like really trying to push you to feel these feelings. But on a flip side to that, the reason they push it in your face is why there's so many ones that we now have
That's true.
fond memories of. Just going back and listening to them can evoke emotions in you for that exact reason.
We were saying the other day, weren't we, about Capaldi's. Sorry, I mispronounced it as well. I realised when I was editing. Capaldi is how you say it. His regeneration scene, and I heard the music and it made me feel really sad.
No,
can't say I've ever could remember any of the other guy's music, which I don't mean to be rude to him, but just, we've got
regeneration music or just music?
Just music in general.
The only one I always remember was Matt Smith's one. No,
I mean Sego Nakanola's music.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Of course, no, I remember all the Murray Gold ones. Obviously. Yeah. I think the reason, personally, why I like Murray Gold's stuff so much is because he actually has recognizable tunes and melodies and hooks and stuff in the music. He's kind of in the John Williams school of music, where leitmotifs, basically, isn't it? So this musical phrase means this thing or this person, and that's
the characters have their themes.
Yeah.
And they're Clara's theme, Martha's theme, Donna's. Even the titles, they're not trying. No, but but I've always liked that. Is like when you get returning theme motifs for certain things, like Digimon. Every time they digivolve, you get the same.
Familiarity is always nice, isn't it? I think
it is.
I think that's
especially,
that's why Tennant's coming back.
Yeah, I'd say we are particularly nostalgic people as well. So,
I remember when we had this conversation before.
But no, we get quite hooked on stuff we grew up with, and it's like it takes us back, and it's like, I can't help but love it, even if there's certain elements of it that's not that good. You ignore that. Yeah.
No, it's just the last thing about Murray Gold's music as well. It's like I never feel like you can take his scores and just listen to them by themselves as standalone pieces of music, rather than just. I've actually kind of watched a lot of videos about it because how obsessed I am with music and shit. Like about how there seems to be a theme in a lot of modern productions where the composer for a series is just there to provide an underscore, like tension sounding music when it's tense, rather than actually composing a tune or anything.
They just move up in key every couple of minutes.
It keeps every successive scene, it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up until eventually you get to the last episode and it's like dogs are barking in the street.
No, it's so loud you can't hear it, but the dogs can. It's got like ultrasonic. So how far are we from the when would it be, like 2025, wouldn't it? 20 years from the revival anniversary.
I wonder if they'll do anything for that.
It'll be, So in 2 years it will be 20 years since Doctor Who first came back.
The new series is coming out next year, so they'll probably be filming in 25. Maybe there'll be a special later in the year.
You'd hope, maybe, And if they could finally sort of make bygones and bygones with Eccleston.
I'd love that.
If they perfect anniversary for a 20th of the revival series would be literally 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14.
And 15?
Would we be on? Oh yeah, shit.
Tennant's counted as the 14th.
But you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean, though. Unless they really rub the ego and have Tennant in there as both versions.
God.
By then they'll have the budget for de-aging technology, so they'll have him de-aged as the past version. Give it another 20 years. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns out to be Doctor 25, 85. He's gonna keep coming back.
He'd be playing like a sort of Capaldi or Pertwee-esque Doctor, or even Hartnell.
In like 20 years, they get David Tennant back to replace David Bradley as William Hartnell.
Yeah. David Tennant is David Bradley as William Hartnell.
William Hartnell as the Doctor.
Because David Tennant is, I get the impression that he will just keep coming back as long as he's asked. Like the opposite of Eccleston, who I get the impression he's just completely moved on and doesn't care anymore. Yeah. On the subject of nostalgia, then,
okay,
I want to give like my regular shout out to the Wheel of Time series, the book series that is, because for one reason or another, I never read the prequel book. I don't know why. I think I got the impression it was just like some flimsy little not worth it story or whatever.
Okay.
So I finally read it a month or so ago, and it was just like, number one, I'd forgotten how good a writer Robert Jordan was, but also I got to the end of it, near the end of this book, and I was like, that's actually it now, because the guy died, Robert Jordan.
Oh,
so like there's literally nothing else in this series. I've read it all now.
Wow.
It just made me feel really sad.
Unless they ever find like his behind the scenes notes and stuff and release like something like that.
That's another thing. I read a book that was about the conception of the series, The Wheel of Time. Someone had done like
the conception of the author of the series.
Right. Yeah. It was about how his parents met.
So it was Mills and Boone.
Yeah, those were their names. Those are his parents.
Yeah.
Millicent and Boongerman.
Yeah.
This guy had basically got access to all of Robert Jordan's notes and people he worked with and everything, and he wrote this book about how the series came to be. And it turns out that Robert Jordan was the sort of, it's not even his real name, it was James Wrigley Jr. was his name, but he was the sort of person that just had it all in his mind, like he knew exactly what was going to happen.
Okay.
But then when he suddenly became gravely ill, suddenly his assistants and everyone who worked with him just had to basically sit by his bedside day in, day out, just asking him questions and making notes. And so there's still like
didn't ever get lost. Yeah.
So because there's a finite amount and it's all been published and made known already, there's not a single thing about that world that we don't already know. And unfortunately, there are still things that he took to his grave with him. Like, still unanswered questions.
That would probably be one of your time machine goals if you ever had a time machine.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
Like if I ever got hold of a time machine, my first goal would be to go back to the 60s, set up a VHS recorder going to record Doctor Who every week.
Oh.
I'd have to have one that's modern enough to have like set on a timer to go over each week. I'd maybe rent just a cheaper flat. That felt bad.
I wonder.
I do apologize to everyone.
Oh, what was that? I didn't know.
I almost used the Americanism flat.
Oh.
I said apart. I said I got to the apart and then I cut myself off. Yeah.
I was too busy thinking about how could you somehow like take some piece of modern technology back and bribe someone who works at the BBC to let you record the original tapes.
Oh, yeah.
Or just give you the tapes.
Because like nowadays you could probably get hold of coins from that era much easier.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So you or even make forgeries of the notes that would be much better nowadays and unrecognizable in those days.
Print them off on the laser jet now, couldn't you?
But yeah, I'd do that. Pay someone pay fucking is it Sidney Newman?
Yeah.
Was he the top dog at the time? Literally just pay him to say, look, every episode you make, give me a copy.
I've had a terrifying thought.
Oh dear.
I think, right? Or no, I don't think, but imagine that in the future you do invent a time machine and you go back in time and you pick up the lost episodes and you come back to the present and then you discover that the reason that the episodes are lost is because you took the only tapes when you went back in time in the future.
Now you say it's bad, but part of me would kind of like that because it would be very Doctor Who.
It's a good plot,
itself.
isn't it?
It would be. It's. Is it Bootstrap?
Mm.
It's close enough to that, isn't it? Who is Mozart? Yeah, down at. I'd have to play an electric guitar. Fucking hell.
Visit Mozart as well. Whilst you're at it.
Yeah.
Oh no, Beethoven.
No, even
Beethoven.
That was it. Thank you. Apologies. But yeah, no, that would probably make me feel, in a mischievous way, kind of proud. It'd be like that. I've achieved a Doctor-like feat with my life.
It would all come right in the end, though,
in terms of being Doctor Who. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because it was the Doctor Who tapes as well, that's like an extra level of Inception.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and who would notice? Who would care? Yeah. I would have just found all the lost episodes. No one would have noticed any different. They'd have still been lost.
Yeah.
Because I can't exactly take them back to a point before the time machine. Otherwise, I'd have no reason for the time machine to then go back and get them. Yeah. So.
And then maybe when you've brought them back to the future, you sell them on, and then you think, what can I use this money for? And then you get visited by yourself from the future, who says, I'll take that money and buy a time machine. It's getting more confusing.
But I think we've got the perfect plot for a comedy film.
Yeah.
Time travel parody.
Yes. Get writing, kids. We got kids writing for us in the sweatshop downstairs. Yeah, but the Wheel of Time Robert Jordan stuff, it was literally like he basically spoke for like an entire day with people making notes, and then got tired and had to sleep because obviously he was deathly ill. Someone went out to buy a new notepad or something. When they came back, he died. So it was like
fuck.
So even because they got Brandon Sanderson.
He never even finished telling them.
No. Brandon Sanderson, who's another brilliant author, finished the Wheel of Time series using what notes were available. And like he's spoken about how like basically what he had to make up because just no one knew. No one knew what Robert Jordan planned for some of it, so he just had to kind of make it up, yeah. But yeah, having obviously you can only read something for the first time once. And I very much enjoyed my reread of The Wheel of Time. And so that's what made me sad when I read New Spring for the first time. It's like, this is the last time I'll ever be able to read this for the first time.
It'll only ever be rereads now, yeah.
But I did realise the other day there is actually a short story that he wrote that was part of a short story collection that a load of authors did to raise money for something. So I'm going to have to track that down now.
Okay.
There'll still be one more thing. I'm getting the last
thing
hit.
Of his at least. Yeah, you haven't read all his stuff, just all of the Wheel of Time.
And of course, he did. Oh no, that was a Wheel of Time short story.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah. But he has.
So you technically haven't yet, but you will almost have. Yeah.
He has written other stuff. I think he was one of the main writers for the Conan the Barbarian series of books, if I remember rightly.
Oh, okay.
Which I haven't read. Maybe I'll check.
I've not read. It's something I've heard of though.
So right, yeah, there we go. I've just got some depressing news to go, and some neither good nor bad news, just news. But do you want to?
Well, my last bit is about a movie. There was a trailer for the Blue Beetle movie, and it looks quite interesting. Blue Beetle. It's not Marvel. It's DC. But I say it's the first DC film in a long time that's interested me because it looks very tokusatsu.
Oh. What's the Batman film with Robert Pattinson in? Was that a DC one?
That is DC. I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen, because I've heard that was really good.
Oh, okay. No, I've not seen it.
Because they haven't exactly had a great reputation, have they, the DC films? Because they basically just tried to make a Marvel verse instead of just making good films.
Which, even then, I will say this one looks very Marvel by the trailer, but it doesn't seem like they're connecting it to any of the past DC films in any way, which might be to the benefit.
Yeah.
Just keep it a solo film about a dude who becomes a Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
And does like stunts and kicks people's butt. Yeah. It looks, it's cool.
That's something on your back thing, just maybe think like, there's Batman and Superman, you're having a fight in the sky and you're looking at my back.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the turn left film of the DC universe.
This is after whichever one it is, Superman dies, doesn't he? And that's when they make the Justice League.
I didn't watch them.
Neither have I. I've just picked this up through osmosis.
I probably have. I just haven't cared enough to keep it in my brain.
I kind of just instinctively didn't like the DC films that were trying to be Marvel without even giving them a chance, just because it was like you see a Try Hard or something and you're like, God, you're so desperately trying to do, like, it's so lame.
Yeah.
You know?
Part of me was part of me was like that as well.
Yeah. Which is a lesson for everyone who makes films. Just make good film. That's it.
Make good film. Film good. Be you.
Yeah. Ugh.
Ugh.
You don't hear that very often anymore, do you? People saying "ugh" to signify that they're a caveman.
No.
Is it because people are aware that the idea of a caveman is not scientifically sound? Perhaps the education system's improved.
Yeah. Well, you just don't see cavemen and stuff anymore, really, do you?
No. Maybe they're extinct.
They were quite big in the 90s. You'd see them all about. You'd have cartoons. You'd have a couple of like shows with a caveman in, and then they just never. They're not cool anymore.
And sometimes even a cave girl. Do you see much dinosaurs anymore? I mean, you've got a young relative, and much dinosaurs knocking about.
He liked dinosaurs for a period, but he's kind of not been into them as much lately. Yeah. Or cars. Cars are still pretty cool.
Yeah, there's like universal constants of what little boys are into generally. It's normally like dinosaurs, cars.
Yeah. You don't see as many pirates nowadays.
Oh no. Well, people know it's against the law now, don't they?
Yeah.
Spaceships was always my thing. Still is.
But 2010s pirates were quite big with the Caribbean films.
Oh yeah, of course.
But in like the past, when was the last Caribbean film?
Jesus, I have no idea. There was like
I lost track.
Yeah, because there was like, I felt like they stopped making them, and then I found out they'd done like 5 more since I stopped paying attention.
Yeah, that's a lot of films have done that for me, to be fair.
They started to become like the fucking Aladdin sequels, where it was just
or the Saw films, or
oh my god, they're on Fast and I know it's not Saw, but it reminded me, Fast and Furious 10, aren't they now?
Oh Jesus!
I heard an advert for it the other day.
What's this one? Incontinental Drift.
Yeah. There's going to have to be a Fast and Furious film where they have to retake their driving test because they're 70.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, if it gets to that point where in like 10 years they're still doing them and they've become parodies of themselves, like you get with like horror films where the first 2 or 3 are meant to actually be scary.
Yeah.
And then you'll start getting the main character going around giving the finger and like making quips after killing people and shit.
To be fair to
fighting Jason on the moon.
I think they sort of became, I've not seen any of them, but I think they sort of became a little bit tongue-in-cheek as well, because obviously, but not like, they still kind of take themselves seriously overall, but like, you kind of go to, and obviously they must be popular because they keep making them. People kind of go to it knowing that it's just a silly film where you'll see a car do like a ridiculous flip stunt thing, and then it'll drive off, and the guy will look round and do a eyebrow raise or whatever.
Cheesy, yeah. They've realized the tropes by this point, and they just lean into them.
Yeah.
Sometimes a franchise is better when it does that, though.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like people aren't going to see a films like Fast and Furious franchise for the deep and interesting plot and meaningful characters. No. And I think I got those 2 nouns the wrong way around, but you know what I mean. They go and they want to see car chases and stunts, and like that stuff is really cool. Like Baby Driver was a good film, and one of the reasons that was so good was because of the cool driving bits.
Edgar Wright?
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
So yeah, give the people what they want, innit?
Sometimes you don't need to be a smart film, you just need to be cool.
I mean, one of my favourite films, Independence Day.
Okay, yes, actually.
And it's a really good film. Objectively, it's not a good film.
It's not, no.
It's just, I love it. Explosions.
Will Smith punching an alien.
Yeah. Oh, what an era that was.
Yeah. Hello, boys. I'm back.
I feel like I need to watch that film again. It's like my sort of Rocky Horror show. I want to go to a screening where I throw, I don't know, fucking tentacles at the screen or something.
Yeah, and then like as he's like flying into like the big cannon, everyone's got to like lean back in their chairs, like they're looking up and going up, and they will like the chairs are shaking and shit.
Yeah.
That would be quite fun. We'd have to, if we could ever like buy a cinema, we'd have to just like think of like events for big films that don't have events. Like we'd have to make them for the Digimon movie.
Oh yeah.
Like every time like the Digirap you have to sing along to.
Oh yeah, otherwise you get thrown out.
Yeah. Get shot in the face.
Yep.
Snipers either side of the screen ready.
Are we opening the cinema in America, are we?
You get shot in the face. I didn't say it had to be real bullets.
Oh, okay.
Paintball.
Oh yeah.
Right. No, or what's a good in between real bullets and paintballs that are legal but not killable?
Yeah, I guess a super soaker.
Airsoft. Super soaker. Yeah, but rather than super soakers, it has to be
milk.
No, like like when the pavement cleaning hose pipes that like power sprays.
Yeah. Oh, I've watched a load of videos.
So when you
recently.
shoot someone in the, they're very satisfying videos.
Yeah. Okay, you've been on that train too then.
I've done it as well. Yeah. Just watching people clean up the chiseling away and neatening the edges of the plant life along the sides. And
I feel like if you sprayed that at someone's face, it would like take their face off.
Well, you're doing it from a distance. You're just aiming to sort of knock them back a few paces.
That's all right then.
Knock them
just
off
concussion.
Their ass. Yeah, just a fireman's hose on lowest power, so just knock them back.
Right.
Well, I've drained all my good news. You're
spent. Yeah, so we're on to. Yeah. I'll do some bad news then. So the end of March, Paul O'Grady died, aged 67.
Yes.
Unexpectedly, but peacefully.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shame. Definitely.
Yeah. I got very good memories. He used to do like a tea time talk show.
Yeah.
I used to just watch that when I came home every night.
Was that secondary school or college? It was around that era.
Yeah. Secondary school sort of time.
If not, like end of secondary, early college sort of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, very, very funny Paul O'Grady, and big animal lover as well, and all that sort of good stuff. Just seemed like a really nice person.
Yeah. It's like how all the like best sort of talk shows tend to be like the gay.
Yeah.
The gay guys, him and Graham Norton were the big names. Graham Norton still is.
He's still going,
Yeah. It's a shame we've lost one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, like, back in the day, I used to watch, like, Blanky Blank? Was that what you
Blanky
did?
Blank, yeah.
Blanky Blank?
Yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah, the old Lily Savage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of skill, I think, to successfully host a show and make it look like you're not running off a script or a plan or anything. But obviously they would have planned it all, and because it was live as well, but it was very sort of conversational.
Natural.
It's very good, yeah.
That all the depressing news?
Yeah, I was going to say, in lighter news...
killed anyone else? Oh, it's slightly lighter.
I think it's lighter news. Some people might be very angry about this for various reasons.
What, like...
So I'm using
news.
I'm using the 7300X from Keyblade. It's the latest model.
Is that an actual lighter?
It's made it up.
Oh, okay. I've just got a cheap clipper.
This one comes with surround sound and
surround sound, Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
you can charge your phone on it.
It's a smart lighter, so it knows when you want to light up.
Yeah.
You can imagine that, can't you? And then
built into your thumb, like Inspector Gadget.
Yes. Can you imagine like the smart lighter that knows when you want to have a cigarette or anything else you want to smoke?
The only problem is it can't move itself though, so it's still in your pocket when you're ready to have a cigarette, and it lights itself.
Exactly.
In your pocket. Yeah.
Or the AI doesn't get it right, and it just lights itself in the middle of the night in the kitchen drawer or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the thing that I'm quite excited about, some people are dead against it for various reasons, is that HBO is going to make a series of Harry Potter.
Yeah. I'd say until I see it, it's like, yeah. But I think I think we talked about this at Rob's birthday party, didn't we? And we were saying how it would be cool if they got the old actors in to play the older generation of characters.
That's right, yeah. Like Rupert Grint playing Papa Weasley. I've forgotten his name.
Mr. Weasley, yeah. Good old Papa. He's like Papa Crimbo, but he's Papa Weasley.
Yeah.
Papa Weasley, selector. And like Harry in is like either James in flashbacks or as Sirius. Do you think Emma Watson could do a McGonagall, or would she be a bit young? Maybe
she might be a bit young.
Yeah,
unless they prosthetic her up.
Yeah, maybe a Trelawney.
She could do Trelawney, yeah.
Trelawney.
How old are they now? The cast, anyway. Let's look up Emma Watson because then the side effect is I get to look at pictures of Emma Watson.
Aren't they literally like a year or two older than us or something?
Yeah, Emma Watson's 33 at the moment, so yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe's 33.
Okay, yeah, so they're a year or two older than us. Even
that is actually, strictly speaking, too old to play James Potter in flashbacks, isn't it? I was sorry, flashbacks. I should have said more like Night of the Death flashbacks, and Spirit of the Wand flashbacks. I knew what you meant actually, but I also said flashbacks.
Mirror of Error said flashbacks.
But they were early 20s, weren't they? Although you can get away with that, I think, in the 30s, playing early 20s with a bit of makeup.
I don't even think the actors were in their early 20s when they did it.
No, they weren't at all. They looked way too old. Daniel Radcliffe's 33, and Rupert Grint. As what's his name? The Veggie Gamer on YouTube.
Veggie Gamer,
he was called Grunt. Yeah. He's 34. Yeah. Oh, that was a nice in order, wasn't it? Yeah, who could Emma Watson?
Yeah, other than Trelawney.
I don't know how old Trelawney's meant to be, although it doesn't really matter, does it? Oh yeah, that's what we said that on when we were talking about it before, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because she did a really good impression. No, it was the other way around. What's he called? Not Helen Mirren. What's she fucking called?
Helena Bonham
Carter, yeah. Helena Bonham Carter did a really good impression of Emma Watson doing an impression of Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
So let's make it even more confusing.
Yeah. And I think what we mentioned back then as well, that where I stand on the series is that because it's stuff that's already been written, I don't think it matters that there is not like you're getting J.K. Rowling to come in and write brand new stories set in the Harry Potter universe with her current modern day point of view. You're still going to have to keep the TV series as close to the books as you can, otherwise people are going to kick shit.
Exactly. And when it comes to like,
it's going to be the stuff we love anyway, not the new batshit crazy stuff she's coming up with.
And when it comes to money, we mentioned this when we were talking before off mic about
Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy, yeah. But she's already a multi-millionaire. Like it's like this doesn't really matter.
This isn't gonna make a dent in what she makes anyway. And you shouldn't punish the people involved in making this series need the money to actually live and pay for their families.
I think
like all the cameramen, the actors, the sound people, they need this series to live. So don't take it out on them just because the person who wrote it turned into a bitch. Yeah, that's...
And I would say it's perfectly...
We've had these discussions before.
It's perfectly fine, in my opinion. And a lot of people can't square this circle, as it were. But I think it's perfectly fine to really like a thing that someone has made without liking the person. I think that's fine. I really don't see a problem with it. I think people might not like that opinion, but that's how I still love Father Ted, despite the fact that Graham Linehan has turned into a J.K. Rowling. Do you know what I mean? Like it's change the fact that it's still really good.
Like half the actors from Doctor Who have turned out to be a bit
that's true.
Weird.
Yeah,
but it doesn't stop you liking their performances as the character.
Yeah, and this is even one further back from that, isn't it? Because it's not like she's on screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. the main thing is, like, obviously I reread the books.
I will watch it when it happens.
I reread the books fairly recently, and they were like,
I did re-listen.
They were so
recently.
good, and it really struck me how much was just missed out of the films.
Yeah.
To the extent that if you haven't read the books, there's a lot in the films that just doesn't make sense, just flat out doesn't make sense.
Well, you notice that with reactors.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you have to get people in the comments explaining all the stuff that was missed out so that it makes a bit more sense. And then the reactor enjoys it a bit more.
Yeah.
Without those comments, would the reactor have enjoyed the story as much as they do by the end? Or yeah.
And so since that reread, I've really wanted them to do a series. So I'm all for this.
Well, I've always said as well, it'd be good if they did like an animation.
Yeah.
So just a series, like we were always speaking about animation when I've said it in the past, but just a series in general where you've got a lot more time and you can stretch the story out and not try and fit it into like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Animation
You've got 10 hours total to work with a book rather than 2, sort of thing.
Yeah, and animation's good as well because I think it's a lot easier to make convincing effects that are animated. So it's like, because there are certain things like
trolls will look like trolls and not like Shrek.
Or you might have to cut things or reduce things because you don't have the budget for more VFX. Whereas
pull it off,
if the thing's the same length, it doesn't, it's animated. It's a bit cheaper, I guess. Anyway,
I guess animation just takes a lot longer to make, though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how fast like computer animation is nowadays.
You can just ask an AI to do it now, can't you?
Yeah.
Fuck. I was like about to say something and I completely got thrown by this. Yeah, and no, it was about the TV series. They're doing one series per book or one book per series, which to me seems a bit silly because the very small first book is going to be a whole series, and the very long, very good fifth book is going to be one series as well. And I kind of feel like that's grounds for missing things out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'd always thought they could do years 1 to 3 as one series, personally, because those 3 books are about the same length as one of the later books.
Or at least 1 and 2 in a series.
Yeah, and then leave 3 by itself because it's the best book.
You might be able to, you might be able to stretch out the whole Marauders stuff with episodes.
Yeah, it's true. Thing. But yeah, I guess they want to bookend it nicely, start, finish, year end, done.
Yeah. Tidbit of Switch news: I have purchased Tears of the Kingdom. Wild Dusk. I haven't played it yet though. Next podcast, I'll be able to come back to you with some juicy linkness.
I was going to say this right at the start when I was talking about how it's been a while since the last one. I completely forgot because we went off on some tangent as we do. They probably won't be as frequent as they were in the future. Yeah, I haven't told you this there either. Just because it's just one really more thing to edit.
On them, really, yeah.
And it's I would still like to do podcasts.
We do run out of stuff to say if we do them every week as well.
Yeah.
Whereas if we maybe hold off every other week or every 3 weeks, then we
I've downgraded my storage on Libsyn, so we can kind of do maybe 2 short ones or 1 long one a month, really.
Nah, fair. I'm not too fussed.
And I think that's a lot more. I know what I'll say. Everyone says this sort of thing now, and it means you can get away with anything. I think it's just better for my mental health.
Okay, yeah.
There we go. Now you're not allowed to disagree.
Ever, yeah.
There was I can't remember the wording. In my old job, there was like, because we worked with the NHS, you always used to see these things on people's email signatures, like we've signed our mental health pledge or something. That was like, we have to, be respectful of people's mental health and stuff like that and everything. And I used to say to people, I haven't signed that, I can say what I want. With no consequences. That's how it works.
Yeah.
No one found it as funny as I did, I've got to be honest. Oh man, well.
Yes.
I think that's about it. Oh, I'll just have a quick little look to see what spam mails. Oh, we did get. Actually, I don't think we've had a podcast since I got this email. I got my new favourite spam email. Let me try and find it.
Oh dear.
I didn't open it because it's, wise not to open spam emails. But just from like the title, what's it called? Subject, and the preview you could see. So it's from Ozzy, the Illuminati.
Oh, okay.
Not a capital I, so I guess it's just an Illuminati, I guess.
Yes.
Subject, join the Illuminati.
Oh.
And it says, greetings from the Illuminati World Elite Empire.
Ooh.
Are you a businessman stroke woman? So is that businessman stroke businesswoman? Or is that businessman or woman?
Yeah.
Politician, musician, student, footballer, salary earner, and you want to be rich? That's all I can read. But I think that's my new favourite spam email. Because who's receiving that and being like, oh, finally, the Illuminati have been in touch.
After all these years.
Yeah. I knew if I worked hard, they'd let me join eventually.
Well, I hope you've sent them your reply.
Well, what I did was, because they're the Illuminati, they have ways of knowing, you see.
Oh, so they just know that.
Yeah, I made the special hand signal. I will also shout out on my Twitter page at Invisible Tower a silly video I made where someone on the snooker did a really awkward walk back to the studio. So I cut out all the audio and just put edited in footsteps and a cough to make it look really awkward. Right, what have we got? Coral Studio. God, these spammers need to work harder. No one's used Coral Studio since 2004. All right, nothing else good. Nothing else from the Illuminati. So hopefully they'll get back to me at some point.
Yeah.
We did have someone
over the rainbow.
Someone I think has been going around like Stardew Valley streamers. Asking to stream a game that he's made called Cornucopia, which, to be honest, looks alright. I'll mention it here, but it just kind of just looks like it's just another Stardew Valley, basically.
It's just Stardew Valley without publicity.
I prefer the art style of Stardew Valley. And it actually looks like it's not even on Steam anymore. So,
not done for being a rip-off or something.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your advert, Guy.
Yeah, there you go.
David. Sorry, mate. I tried. He's still tweeting about it. It says on Steam it's not available in my region. How interesting.
Oh.
You're not allowed it in the UK.
Oh, apparently. Yeah.
Very odd. Well, the last time we tweeted about it was the 5th of May, so a week ago. So unless something's happened in the last week.
Yeah.
Go figured.
Duck, go figured.
Duck,
goose.
Goat, cheese.
I've never had goat cheese.
Oh, I like goat cheese. You know, it's not something I have a lot. It's quite difficult to get a good goat cheese, I think. Often it's soft. I like the hard goat cheese. It's got a very distinct flavour. Taste of goat.
Yeah. If you know how that tastes, yeah.
Yeah, sort of. I know, almost tangy, sharp.
Okay.
I don't know, like it's really hard to describe. It's like if normal cheese,
like goat cheese.
If cow's cheese is like a glossy finish, goat's cheese is a matte finish. That's how I describe it.
Okay.
Does that make any sense? Please, someone leave a comment. Let me know if that made any sense. Well, you better. Oh no, I don't have dinner. I had dinner beforehand. Never mind. But I'll go anyway.
Shit show.
Another shit show over for another few weeks.
Join us whenever the fuck we're coming. Yeah. Join us sometime in the future.
Join us
someday.
Same time every time. I'll always put it on the schedule on Twitch, so if you follow me there, you'll always see it. But apart from that, who knows? If you subscribe to the Inaudible channel on YouTube, you'll always get it. And if you also subscribe to the podcast via your podcast app of choice, or Amazon Music or Spotify or whatever, you'll get the next episode whenever it's released. So, thanks everyone very much for listening. We will see you next time, whenever that is. Bye. Ozzy, I remembered to play the outro. I really had to fucking fill for a bit, but I remembered.